Hello, hello, my beautiful friends. How are you today? It's Elizabeth Angeline coming at you live from Heaven the Spa on the Rock, your West Coast lifestyle spa where we deliver you amazing results, grounding your soul so you can go about your busy day feeling confident in your skin. Today we are talking about seasonal changes in your skin and my top recommendations. Please let me know as you pop on live with me that you're here. It's an unannounced video, but we did a little request last week moving forward as we get back into our Facial Fridays, what topics you might like to cover. So today is filming day. I have just had an incredible laser facial, which you will see in our newsletter coming up on Saturday and is over in our Instagram story right now. So today is talking about the seasonal changes. I don't know if you're feeling them already. If you are, let me know down below right now what your skin is feeling and how I can help you. How can I assist you through this seasonal change? I'm going to give you some of my top recommendations at the end of this video, so do stay tuned till the end and watch with me. What I notice as we get into the winter months, the cooler months, the lower sun zone, you hear a lot about this being peel season or laser season or all of these other things, and I want to kind of encourage you to see those with an open mind and give you a reason as to why our skin changes seasonally. What is happening? What goes on? When we are experiencing hotter months, we often drink more water because we feel temperature heat. As we move into winter months, please let me know if you agree, we tend to drink less cold water. If you don't, hands up, and you're like, I drink water all the time, I would love to know that. I would love to give you a well done. I personally pivot over to hot water and lemon, and I feel like I in fact drink more water. Hi, nice to see you, Melissa. And dryness is showing up and tightness. Okay, I'll get right into that, but thank you for showing up today. Where was I? Yes, so I pivot immediately into colder months into drinking hot water and lemon in these giant, I think they're beer steins actually, these giant mugs that I got at IKEA. If I can drink 2 to 3 of those in an evening, I try and stop around 10 for obvious reasons, but I really find it helps me. And if you are not sure if your skin is dehydrated, hello my friends, check around your lips. Certainly at the top, my face area here is a bit dry, but I get these really chapped lips when I'm feeling dehydrated, and that's a real sure sign for me. So part of the reason we get so dehydrated so quickly is because we turn up our heat. The indoor heating just evaporates moisture from the surface of your face, as well as intaking less fluid. So again, if I'm wrong there, just let me know, but dehydrated skin looks a little bit, it's not shining in a nice way, it's shiny like the skin cells have kind of died off and they're just stuck there now. So there's this real, I don't know, dullness to the skin. And you know, when we were in school and we took like tape on the back of our hands, you could do that if you wish, to take that to your face. And if you get like really a lot of skin cells on there, those are dehydrated skin cells that have no function whatsoever for the benefit of your skin. They are essentially your dehydrated cornflakes and they're totally useless. So my recommendation for dehydrated skin is some ingredients that can really help retain moisture in your skin cells. Anybody know the first one that's on the top of my head? Anybody? I've got a couple of you watching me live. 3, 2, 1, no? Hyaluronic acid. So using hyaluronic acid is one of my main additions to my winter skincare. We have the strawberry rhubarb hyaluronic acid serum, and we also have HA in our marine peptide serum. So if you already have those, pull that bad boy out. You're going to start using that bad boy, and I have a little tip for you that I heard from one of my beautiful friends on social media. If you add hyaluronic acid to your skincare, it's an ingredient that holds and binds moisture into the skin. So why not give it a little bit of moisture immediately after you apply it with a mist or a setting spray? Stone Crop mist or the Neroli hydrating mist would be perfect. You can also use the Stone Crop and Neroli hydrating mist throughout the day to add moisture back into your skin if you are in an internally dry environment. Let's say you're driving back and forth and the heat's blasting because everything is cold and you're just wearing a t-shirt and socks, hopefully pants, but your skin is evaporating moisture faster than you can replace it. So having one of those 2 hydrating mists just give your skin that fighting chance. Also, when your skin is dehydrated, it's going to help, in order to hydrate itself, it's going to request that it makes more oil. So that's when we start to get into this real strong imbalance of the potential of more blemishes and uncontrolled skin and dehydrated skin at the same time. So when you're wearing a mask and there's constant humidity in and around your mouth and face, your skin cells are dehydrated and possibly built up, and then they're producing more oil to try and hydrate themselves. So it's a real battle that we want to try and find the balance so that your skin is mostly relaxed. Healthy skin doesn't have to react one way or another. Dehydrated skin is less immune secure than a normal relaxed skin. So if a bacteria invasion comes to a dehydrated skin, he's more likely to have an outbreak or a blemish than he would if your skin was healthy and the acid mantle was perfectly content with hydration. So I also recommend not pulling away from your exfoliation. So exfoliation in the wintertime, like you heard me say, the peel season can be enhanced with more chemical chemical exfoliants because of the lower sun months that we're experiencing. So this is only for those of us who are still having any type of resistance to wearing SPF every single day. You can peel season anytime if you're a client of mine and you use SPF all the time. It doesn't really matter, but peel season does come up a little bit more in these winter months. Peeling can actually stimulate the lower layers of your dermis to retain more moisture as well. Specifically, glycolic acid can penetrate down into the dermal layers and stimulate a component of our tissues called a glycoaminoglycan. It's a part of the skin structure that creates and forms the environment for hyaluronic acid. So when this area is more dense in the tissue, then the HA in the tissue, which is a naturally occurring molecule that we have in our body, ideally we supplement from the top, then that area, think of like a mattress, a brand new mattress can hold way more HA molecules in that zone than a constantly berated situation or an old mattress. So when you use a peel, you can stimulate this zone to be more dense, which is ideal for retaining moisture and also reducing the signs of fine lines and wrinkles. That area in the skin is difficult to get to any other way. It would also be achieved with my laser facial today, stimulating the deeper dermal layers to become more dense. And you know our sweet grandma's face, how we can see all the blood vessels in her lovely skin? It's because she has lost the dermal volume. So we want to maintain dermal volume to maintain our appearance and maintain our skin's density for moisture retention, but also to resist the onset of premature aging. So I really encourage during this fall season to find an acid that you love to use, that you're comfortable using, or a location that you can go and get kind of a boost of an AHA treatment or something like that in the spa. If you do an AHA treatment or a glycolic treatment or a peel, as we all know, once a month, you're not going to notice as much of a variation in your skin as if you did a burst for a week or if you did one at the spa once a month and then had some at home as well. So we have the glycolic serum from the Institute Dermed line, and we also have a retinol serum as well. So the Vital A serum helps stimulate cell turnover and encourage that deeper layer to be nice and dense down below. Regulating the process of the skin's renewal. That is so important because we often put a lot of, ideally, SPF on the surface of our skin, and sometimes we don't exfoliate as much as we might possibly should in the summertime because we think it makes us more photosensitive. So now that we have the lower sunshine months, I encourage you to regenerate that skin cycle by taking off the top, using acids and retinols inside to regulate the skin's cycle. So that is my 2 recommendations, and I have another one. When we have a beautiful glowing tan, which we all love, we have stimulated the melanocytes in the tissue, which are the cells that make our skin colored. So if you have an irregular stimulation of melanocytes, you will have irregular production, perhaps sunspots or melasma or different irregularities. They could be freckles, but freckles are just so beautiful. But you'll see what I refer to as a mottling in the skin. Generally, you can see really clearly in the neck area compared to the underside of the breast area. This is exactly what I'm referring to when I'm referring to a mottling. It's not a lot of visible brown spots, but a general unevenness. So that unevenness or mottling in the skin, it's called poikiloderma, doesn't really matter. But It comes from daily UVA and UVB rays. As you know, the UVA and UVB rays are penetrating into the surface, but they're also causing a heat and a disruption and an inflammation in that area. So in order to kind of combat that, we often think that with our gorgeous glowing tans, we're good. My skin looks great, I look great. As the tan fades in the winter months and the season changes, those signs start to become a little bit more obvious as they do not fade. Are you guys following what I'm trying to say there? So the tan fades, but the pigment spot stays, right? Where you're like, damn it. I thought I was wearing my SPF, and I'm certain that you were, but it's the combination of the heat and the inflammation and the cell memory that has created this super highway of pigmentation. So I also encourage an awareness of brightening ingredients or pigmentation reducing ingredients at this time of the year. So as we go through, we can do things like photo rejuvenation for laser, our incredible new laser facial, which I just had about an hour and a half ago. My face feels incredible right now. That's my new favorite for sure. I wasn't really sure. I was a bit nervous, but it's incredible. You can have your hydrofacials, your microdermabrasions, and your peels to all help reduce the signs of visible pigmentation. And it's only for those of us who are bothered by visible pigmentation. If it's not bothering you, please don't take this informational video as that's something that should bother you. It isn't. I am not bothered by the modeling in my chest. It's just a description that I think is easy for us to identify. From here to here is quite a different color. Let me tell you. I'm not going to show you here, but it's quite a different color. And that is because even though I'm wearing my SPF, because I wear it every day from my nipples and up, I'm protected. But that heat and that inflammation in the skin can show really just that discoloration. So as the summer months come out and the winter months come in, those are the things that start to become more visible. So we're getting dehydration. I want you to focus on your exfoliation with your acids particularly, and consider something that you might not have considered before, such as a laser facial, a photo rejuvenation, or even the skin's resurfacing that we now have with the Venus Viva. In general, with skincare, I would love it if you could add a hyaluronic acid mask into your regime and a bright skin serum. So that would be our bright skin booster serum as well as our firm skin mask. The firm skin mask, you could mix those two together for an absolutely beautiful concoction. Also, we have the daily liquid exfoliating pads through Eminence, which would be an ideal boost moving into the winter. Those pads are $80 retail. They come with the 30 pads, and you literally use them as a small, gentle chemical exfoliation every single day or every other day. There's a bright skin formula as well as a firm skin formula, including either pigmentation minimizing ingredients or the hyaluronic acid and the antioxidant ingredients, whichever your skin type needs the most. So those are the additions in your skincare that I would love to see you incorporate if you are experiencing any of those seasonal changes in your own skin. And we want to also factor in that perhaps our lifestyle will change when we are not exercising quite as much, or we're just having a bit more inside time. So invigorating the skin through treatments or the little bit of self-care, I believe, is so valuable for that power of touch and that power of energy in giving back to yourself after a very long, very serious summer that we had here on the West Coast. I'm just trying to think of anything else. Your lipids, of course, would help hold in moisture. So if you already had a hyaluronic acid serum and you're still kind of itching for something new in your regime, then that would be a facial oil. A facial oil will assist in deeper penetration of the ingredients that you put on top of it, as well as sealing in the moisture that we are losing. So if you have a dehydration in your skin and you add a facial recovery oil, the wildflower oil, you can really feel this comfort and relaxation in the skin that gives an absolute glow, that luminosity that we get naturally in the summer that I feel like sometimes we get a little dull and a little dehydrated in the wintertime. So now we have all of this information to protect our skin as we move into the fall. I would love it if you had any questions, drop me them down below. I see some here that are coming through, so I'll go back and answer all of your questions. If you watch the replay, please feel free to drop any questions. And then moving into October, ideally after about halfway through October, if you guys are interested in Facial Friday again, please let me know so that I can incorporate that back into our life. I really love doing Facial Friday with you, but of course I would love it if you have a different day or time that works better for you. You are the reason that I'm here. So if there's something I can do to offer you, please let me know so that I can offer that on a more regular basis. Again, any questions that you have, direct them to me here, and I'd be happy to answer them in another quick informational video. I'll be dropping out an email to you guys on Saturday, so please keep your heads up for that. In that informational newsletter, you will also see some information regarding our annual open house, which of course we can't do this year, but I've got some very fun things planned in replace of it. So Natalia, great question. It's a great question. Photorejuvenation is an incredible treatment. It destroys about 80% of your pigmentation in one go, but sometimes it gets distracted. Lovely. The laser gets distracted by the strongest colors. It's not an intelligent source of light. It just seeks out darkness, heats up that darkness, and destroys that darkness. So if there's a lot of darkness there, then the laser will be distracted away from the smaller, lighter dark spots. So it's possible that we could reduce the darkest pigmentation in the first session and then go over the entire skin one more time with session number 2. We do offer a first session and a touch-up session at a reduced rate, as long as it's within 4 to 6 weeks afterwards, but you are definitely welcome to a free consultation so we can take a look. What I can say, undeniably, is that every single time you have a photorejuvenation, there is a huge change. Not necessarily is it a series of 5 or 6. It depends on what your skin does in terms of the healing, how you've been taking care of it. If you use brightening ingredients beforehand, you can really help assist the success of the treatment. If you follow some home care versus for those people who might not have any, there's a ton of little factors in there. If your skin's very healthy, it could respond much better than if it's dehydrated and compromised in any way. So there's a lot of little rolling balls in that treatment, which we happily will go over in any kind of free consultation with you, as well as we have a diagnostic photographic device that shows you with UV light the surface below the surface of the skin at the pigmentation that you may not be able to see. So there's pigmentation that you can see, but pigmentation can be like a sneaky iceberg, Natalia, and there can be a deeper, darker spot below, which the laser will find, and it can sometimes be like, I didn't notice that before. Excuse me. But now the laser has sort of almost brought it to the surface in its path of destruction. So we give you that heads up with that diagnostic photograph for you to see that sometimes we'll have a little pigmentation there, but underneath it's this iceberg thing that the laser will happily destroy as well. Pigmentation that is below the surface of the skin is much easier to destroy than it is once it has impregnated itself through all of the layers, therefore coming up on the surface. So it's really great to always be using some pigmentation reducing ingredients, even if you only have a little bit of pigmentation in your skin, because below it, all of that damage has usually been caused from when you were 20 and under. So if you've become sun protection aware in your adult life, the potential is that you've had some sun protected months in your pre-adult life, and that is the damage that we're trying to undo. So if you have any other questions, Natalia, please feel free to just drop a line, pop in, we'll do a free consultation and let you see which one of those treatments is best for you. But my suggestion would be at least 2, possibly, but definitely not 6 or 10. There's a result every single time, and you get to decide how far you take it. Pigmentation in the skin is very natural, so we're not really looking for a porcelain doll effect. We might just be looking to reduce some really visible spots. If they're really, really deep and have been there really, really long, they could take 2 to 4 spot sessions as well. So feel free to let us know if you have any questions. Thank you. That was a great question. Appreciate that. Excuse me. I'm having all these bodily functions. I am getting over a very mild cold that I had this week, and I'm feeling really good today. But talking that much has getting some fluids moving. So thank you for staying tuned for my seasonal changes video. If you guys have any product requests or product questions about things you're already using, how we could perhaps use them in a more efficient order or anything like that, I am your skincare professional and I love helping you. I love having you achieve a healthy, glowing face. And if you guys can't tell, you gotta try the laser facial. It was incredible. It's my new favorite for sure. I'm here for you. If you guys let me know what results I can get for you, and I'll be happy to help. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching.